Sometimes it feels like you're playing tug of war with God, where He has a vision on your life and you're like pulling as hard as you can. You're like, no, I want my way. Past 6 years I've applied to over 1,000 jobs. But that's just life, I guess. Since I was 4 years old, I wanted to do film. I was in my room fighting the closet, and I was, yelling and screaming and making stories when I was, under the age of 10. And as I got into high school, even though I wanted to do other things, like either play sports or do kinesiology or law, God kept pushing me right back into film. So now here I am in my 20s, and I'm like, God, what's up? I'm like, you asked me to do these things. You asked me to go into the media world. Don't get me wrong, I've had amazing interviews. Like, I've sat down with some very famous and predominant people, and I've nearly got some like crazy awesome cool jobs, but again, I didn't land them. And so I feel like my self-worth is there. I feel like I'm on the right track. I'm usually happy most of the time. I feel great doing the media stuff. However, sometimes you're just like, you're frustrated. So I actually had a job come in August, and me and my resume builder sat down. Yes, I have a resume builder as well. And we sat down and we worked on this thing, and then we realized at the bottom in fine print that it was late. I sent it in anyways. And when we sent it in, the person never got back to me. We waited about 3 weeks to a month, and then I called in and I was like, hey, I applied. I thought this job would be amazing for me. And he actually called back and he said, thank you very much. We did like what you were all about and who you were as a person. I was like, awesome. All right. But at the same time, he's like, well, the position's already filled. Then a month later, I was sitting at home and I got an email. Right. I was kind of feeling down in the dumps, and I get this email and the guy wants to see me again. I was like, awesome. This is so cool. So I'm getting prepped. I'm getting ready for an interview. And I get through the phone interview. They want to see me. I'm like, this is going to be great. I'm going to be working, downtown. Great job, doing all kinds of fun stuff. And then this still voice inside of me started to ask me about his work, the film stuff, the storytelling, my videos, all these other things that, in the real world or in the carnal, you're just like, oh, these are side stuff. But when something is birthed inside of you by God, you gotta like grab onto it. You gotta hold onto it dearly. You have to literally struggle and fight with it. I realized that this probably wasn't the job for me. Even though it was fantastic on paper, it probably would kill other things in my life that I hold true and dear to me. So I ended up giving it up. A couple weeks later, my teeth started killing me. Now, I've never had any form of dentistry, never any form of dental work done on me. So I had this huge, massive teeth problem, and I'm like kicking myself in the butt now. I'm like, oh, it's probably just me and my own fear. And I'm like, Lord, how are you going to work through this? Like, I had a dental plan that I would have got on if I had taken this job, which I believed I was a shoo-in for. And I didn't hear anything. And I was like, oh man, I probably made a mistake. But see, the thing is, my friend who had talked to me a little while ago, he wanted to bless me. And I didn't know with what or how, or he didn't know either. And when we had talked before even the interview stuff kind of came up, he was like, no, you know what, you've helped me. We were talking a lot about jobs, and he got the right job. And then I kind of was talking, to people about what was going on with my teeth and a couple other bills in my life. And all of a sudden, this guy's like, again, I had told you God was speaking to me, and I want to pay for all of your dentistry work. Then I had another 3 or 4 friends come alongside me, and there was like bills or even little fun things, and they were like, we're going to pay for you. And I was like, wow. So what I guess I'm trying to say with this story is that when you follow after the burden or the vision that God has given you, and you do it in every way, and you walk with God, and you talk with Him, you sit down with Him, and you pray with Him, He will kindle your spirit. He'll give you direction. Now, He won't do it every time. We have 5 senses for a reason. But for the most part, God is right beside you, inside of you, controlling everything around you. He will take care of you, like He promised to do with the sparrows. So just take heart today that whatever whatever amazing thing God has in store for you, it will come to pass. I'm Steven Tosher. Have yourself a wonderful day, evening, morning, or night. God bless.